Hey, so this video is going to be a brief analysis on the channel of JaclynGlenn. And for those of you that don't know, Jaclyn is one of the leading YouTube atheist channels and probably is one of, if not maybe my favorite of all the YouTube atheists. Um, and there's kind of a couple of different reasons for that, but one of which is that Jaclyn's channel got its real start right around when I was becoming an atheist. And particularly when I was just first delving into some of the more personal and intellectual elements of atheism. I hadn't yet read God is Not Great by Hitchens or Dawkins' book, God of Delusion, or any real major debates, though, other than the Ken Ham Bill Nye debate. But, I was starting to take a personal interest in it, and hers and the Amazing Atheist channel were the two that I first started looking at because I did find them just kind of fun and interesting. And one reason, though, I personally identify heavily with Jaclyn's channel and her atheist journey is it very much does mirror my own. While she doesn't come from as strict and as fundamentalist of a background as I come from, Jaclyn does come from a Christian school, a Catholic school, I believe, in a more conservative region of Florida. I, of course, come from a very conservative, fundamentalist Protestant school in a very conservative small town in Missouri. So, there are some kind of parallels. And like her, though, I kind of went through a bit of a self-transformation around the same time I was becoming a liberal atheist from being a conservative Christian. And I've noticed a very similar transformation of what Jaclyn went in from some of her early videos, both in her intellectual journey and in her life journey, because she was a medical school student. She was married to a Christian whom she later divorced. And she kind of made some big life changes, one of which, of course, was, pursuing a career as a full-time YouTuber and making atheist and other topics her full-time affair on YouTube. But, well, of course, I did not quite follow that exact same career track. That was kind of similar to me as well because I wasn't in a relationship with any Christian girls or anything at the time, but I did start to make a willful decision at that point to not just, abstain from, but oppose going to any kind of religious services. I was starting to openly oppose a lot of conservative ideas, a lot of Christian ideas. And, I wouldn't have ever dated. I decided a girl that was overly religious at that time because I realized that I had completely differing ideas in the world than most conservative girls that were religious did. So there's a lot of similarities between me and Jaclyn on that sense. And, sometimes you just kind of need people that mirror your own life experiences in order to kind of inspire you. There are, of course, some differences between me and Jaclyn, one of which, that's probably the largest, is that Jaclyn comes from more of the science side of things. She was a pre-med and a medical school student, I believe, for a while before she left to pursue other things. And I was a finance and accounting major in college. My master's was in finance as well. And to be honest, that's one reason why I think she was drawn more to Richard Dawkins and his more science-focused side of atheism, whereas I was very, very heavily drawn to Christopher Hitchens and his more philosophy and pragmatic look upon atheism, philosophy, and nihilism as well. And of course, that's also what led me to Friedrich Nietzsche as well later on in life. And I've noticed that as one difference between me and Jaclyn's overall kind of approaches. But, I mean, there's still a whole lot of similarities in a lot of ways that Jaclyn inspired me, and there was a lot of very serious videos she made with a lot of, very deep content in it. But there was also, a lot of videos that she made that were a little bit more lighthearted as well in those early days that, were issues that I could relate to, like she made parodies of some, Christian videos that were hilarious, like the God's Not Dead movie. I remember being forced to suffer through both the first and the second movies that were made on that. And she was coming into prominence on YouTube right around when those came out. And actually, my favorite that she ever made was one on Satan Loves Monster Energy, which I attached the link for it below. And it's just a goofy video about a much, much goofier Christian clip where this lady is trying to make the case that Monster Energy has the mark of the beast in it. And it has also 666 embedded into the canon, all these other things about how it's at Satan's spit or something like that. But that was actually something I really had to deal with at that age. Because, I just FYI, I drink far more energy drinks than any human being should ever attempt to. I drink them almost on a daily basis. And that was one thing I was literally getting grief for at that time when that clip came out from some of my conservative religious relatives is that they really thought there was some element of evil within Monster Energy. And I'm not joking with you at all. One of my relatives, now they always think that energy drinks are, unhealthy for you, and they're probably not totally wrong there, but they really thought there was some, secular or satanic thing within them. And I remember Jaclyn's clip at the time to me was absolutely priceless because I shared it with some of them when they shared me that clip, and it made some of them so mad. And of course, at that time, that was just, kind of just playing around, but it got a lots more serious and a lot more heavy later on. But that was kind of better back, in the early days when I was becoming an atheist, and why it was, just kind of a fun way to kind of get me more into some of the more heavy materials of atheism as well. But I mean, not to discount Jaclyn as being like not serious as an atheist or not being a smart person. She's very, very intelligent, and she's done numerous debates with some Christian pastors. She's done numerous publications with other channels as well, both other atheist and Christian channels, and she's even had a cameo with Richard Dawkins. So she's not to be written off or in any way, and I'm not trying to in any way like pretend that I know more than she does, because she probably knows far more than I do. But that's kind of why Jaclyn and her journey towards atheism kind of mirrors my own, and why she probably remains still one of my top inspirations for becoming an atheist, even though I really don't watch her channel that much anymore. But, if you've seen Jaclyn's channel and you like it or dislike it, feel free to comment and say what you think about it. Though if you do just really hate her channel, I'd kind of prefer that you keep that mostly to yourself, because I'm not trying to spread a lot of hate or anything here. This is just kind of feedback for anybody that's seen it and kind of, what your take is overall. So other than that, just like, share, subscribe, and see you next time. Bye.